How did you like the whole ECW invasion angle in WWE? I think you were there from the very start with the mind game sitting in the front row. Was that nerve-wracking at all, or were you confident it was going to work?
Dude, I wasn't confident of anything because the decisions weren't being all made by Paul Heyman back then. You know what I'm saying? So no, I wasn't confident in anything. I was confident in that I was going to get paid. That was about it.
Did the fans kind of think it was shoot when you guys were in the crowd that night at that pay-per-view?
Oh, well, if you're talking about the very first one with Bradshaw.
Yeah, Mind Games, I think it was.
Yeah. I don't know. Nobody had ever done anything like that before up in the Northeast. You know what I mean? It had probably been done down south somewhere. But I can't really tell you. But I know they liked it.
What did you think of Bradshaw anyways?
It was always cool with me.
Yeah. Never messed with
you
or
notice,
anything.
The time that, do you ever remember when Meanie says he beat him up?
Yeah.
Okay, during that, this is what's going on. Meanie always put me over for protecting him against Bradshaw, right? But and please go back, you people, go back and watch this, because I have no idea what's going on with Bradshaw and Meanie, but I'm just looking around and all I see is Bradshaw's the last WWE guy, because I think he had their strap back then. And you know, that lariat from hell or whatever. I just came up from behind him, grabbed around his neck, and I'm like, yo, dude, you ready to roll? He's like, yeah, thanks. And we rolled out and we rolled under the bottom rope. But Meanie always put me over as fucking standing up for him in the match.
Yeah, so you didn't even know what was going on there.
No idea.
That's funny.
He was just the last guy left, and it was time for him to go. You know what I mean? When it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And he knew it too, and that's why he was like, thanks, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Were you already under contract by then, or was that just a one-off at that point?
I have no idea. I don't remember. Okay. I would say probably not.
Were you surprised that they wanted to start their own ECW, or with the popularity?
Shocked. Yeah, shocked. Yeah, when the Dreamer first called me, he's like, yeah, Vince wants us to come work for him. I'm like, get the hell out of here, dude. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you negotiate with Dreamer or Vince?
No, everybody was getting the same standard deal, 125, bottom, downside. I had worked it up in less than 6 months. I got Johnny Ace to give me bring it up to 150.
What was the schedule like back in those days? I know in WCW you hardly worked, and you probably made more than that.
Way more. But for them, I was on the road. I went on the road for like the first month, and I said, Johnny Ace, I'm like, dude, and I'm only like, I'm like in 2008, 13, I'm like 47, 48 years old. I'm like, Johnny, I can't go on the road anymore. And I was like shocked, like my jaw hit the ground. He goes, why? You just want to do TV? And I'm like, I could do that. He goes, yeah. I'm like, bet. TV, that's it. No house shows for me. No tours, no house shows, no nothing, just television. And I was freaking happy.
Was it just more collecting a paycheck once you got to WWE?
Oh, yeah, I hated being there. I hate it because everybody's lying. And at ECW, we had like it was a family thing. There was one person that you answered to. There was no agents, no other bullshit, no head of this, no head of that. There was Paul Heyman. Paul, what am I doing? He would tell you that was it. Up there, you got all these people that just everybody's lying to you. And the one thing is like, because I had always made money outside of wrestling until I signed that contract in 2001 or 2000 with WCW, when I signed for $250,000 a year. I was making like $125,000, $130,000 in my construction business back then. So I never had to make my money off of the business. And what I failed to realize up there is this is all these guys have. Every single guy I'm going to the ring with, this is the only money that they make. So they held it real close in their arms and close to their chest and lied to whoever they had to. But me, I was like, dude, I can make money outside of this business, and just don't lie to me every second of every day. There's just so many lies. You just can't take it anymore.
Who were some of the biggest like stooges behind the scenes there?
Every single one of them. Every single one. Every agent was a stooge. Every ref was a stooge. They were all over the place. Literally all over the place.
Do you remember
trying to think that? Listen, I want to get over with Vince and the shit I do in the ring, not because when I tell him that somebody else didn't wear shoes to the show that night, or didn't have a suit on when they showed up. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous.
That's against your gimmick anyways. You would think that you would have an exception to that.
Yeah, nobody bothered me because there were certain ways to play it. You don't show, if you're going to be late, you don't show up. You don't show up with, you could be 2 hours late. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't show up with your bag in your hand. Dude, if I'm 2 hours late, I'm not walking into the building carrying my suitcase because everybody in the building will know that I'm late. I'll get you got 5-6 hours to get your suitcase. You know what I mean? So you just had to play the system right.